so much more than feelings being bottled up. I just feel like that black parents are antagonist. I mean, they're the antagonists, and we always feel like that everything that's going on should be like, oh, I don't know how to put this, but I just feel like black parents are the antagonists, and I just don't understand. Like, I don't know what to say. My bad, y'all. Okay, Ebony, you could go ahead on with your thing.
Hey, what about me?
Yeah, you got something to say?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, Takia.
I definitely agree with everything everyone said. And not to like not to bash the black mother, because the black mother is also a black woman. But it's just like when you don't have enough awareness or like support or in general to like teach about mental awareness, like I forgot who said it, but someone spoke on like black mothers isn't doing this like intentionally to be harmful to the kid, but it's just like they don't have like the education about mental awareness to like be, I wouldn't say supportive, but like y'all know what I mean. And it's just simple fact that like it's kind of a generational thing. Like if I'm a parent and my mama didn't listen to me and like she didn't help me through it or coach me through it, and I'm gonna be like, oh, I feel better now, so that probably was the best way to do it. So it's just gonna keep going down and down and down when people realize like everyone meets their breaking point and like they cope with stuff on their own. So it's like that's probably not the best way to do it, because when you were at that age, that probably didn't help you either. And with the fact it was Sideria. She mentioned that she had went to therapy too as well, and I had went to therapy as well too. And I had, like she said, a white woman therapist, and I don't know if it's just like the fact that me or like us in general, but specifically me being a black woman, know that like I am, everyone see me as like the lower person, or like, you know, I felt like the white woman, like I wouldn't say she was like talking to me and like passive, or like she was making me feel like I was vulnerable and like I was a kid type stuff. But in all reality, she was just being supportive, as like anyone should be. And someone else said like black mothers are just aggressive. So when the white lady came to me soft or whatever, and like soft tone, I'm feeling like, oh, you trying to talk to me like I'm a kid type stuff. But in reality, she was just like trying to be nice, do her job type stuff. But anyway, with that being said, every black woman, I feel like, goes through some type of depression or like some type of mental state where there's like anxiety or whatnot. And in fact, we definitely have reasons to be sad or depressed or like anxious in states. You know, us as black women are supposed to be the strong black woman. Well, not supposed to be, but we are either conceived as the strong black woman or the angry black woman. You know, the strong black woman, I'm gonna we push our mental health to the side. Like my family is first. I have to be like the, I wouldn't say provider, because they said the men supposed to be provider, but like, you know, you're supposed to be the nurturer, I guess. And then in the past videos or whatever with Amanda and everything else, we're talking about black women are perceived as the angry woman, when in reality we're being passionate. So us walking out into the world and knowing that we have all this, like, I wouldn't say hate, but like knowing that we have these stereotypical things, it make us like anxious sometimes, and we just form like anxiety type stuff. Um Amanda also speaks on how we have to do everything like twice as hard to like get to positions where white people have to do like less harder type stuff to like achieve the same things that we should be able to achieve equally. Like the skin tone to me shouldn't make me have to work harder, but that's just the way it is, and that creates societal anxiety. Um and also we mentioned on sexual assault. Black women are 3.5 times higher than like any other group to be sexually assaulted, and that by itself can be very traumatizing if like you are assaulted, or like even just like the thought of it, like, wow, I could be sexually assaulted type stuff. And I have a little diagram to just like show the comparison of Black women with mental illness type stuff compared to
Before you show your diagram, I wanted to agree with what you said. Oh,
mhm.
damn it, I forgot what you said, but I know it's right there. Where you were saying about Black moms and how they don't know how to react a certain way because that wasn't that is was it that isn't how yeah, that wasn't how they was raised, if that makes sense. Like their parents before them just brushed it off. So growing up, so your parent always brushing it off, that's how you're gonna be raised and that's how you're gonna treat your child. So yeah, I agree with what you said about generations and generations. So but then it's like, when are you gonna break that line of generation? Like after a certain amount of time, you should be like, all right, then we need to start something new. So I like how you said that.
I just feel like that we don't like some people don't know the difference between keeping stuff private and trying to like ask for help. I just feel like that we don't know the difference, so we just be trying to keep everything private. I understand being private is a good thing, but like being private with your emotions and stuff like that, I just feel like people should understand how you feel. But then again, that goes back to what Sakir said about Black women being labeled as angry or something like that. For example, like when Serena Williams had lost her match, y'all heard about that? About when Serena Williams had called a temper tantrum? Okay, yeah. So they labeled her as the angry Black woman, but when this white lady came and did it, it was a whole different tone and like, oh, she just lost and she just, wanted to show everybody that she was like, but when Serena Williams did it, oh, she is angry. She needs to calm down. She needs to sit out a few matches and stuff like that, just because they thought her having a baby changed all her emotions or whatnot.
Okay, I'm gonna show my diagram really fast and then we can move. Okay, so from the diagram, this the white people, this the Black, then these are the other people. I don't mean to call them like that, but yeah. Within the African American population, women are seen to have like more mental health services like therapy, one night type stuff. And then overall, whites got the most and stuff. But just to like end it off, not saying like you guys are like just like a PSA type stuff, I guess. Therapy is not bad at all. And when you actually think about it, therapy is like you say, it's therapeutic and like it helps you get all your emotions out because like once you bottle that stuff up in the end, like that, yeah, it's not healthy to just bottle your emotions up. So I feel like if you can just go to like a therapist or even like a close friend, but then again, close friends judge you and stuff like that. So like if you go to a therapist or something and you can just like get all your emotions out and all your traumatized and stuff. Because when you think about it, Black people really have like some trauma and type stuff that we abstain. So like if you just keep all that up in your head and then like just trying to be like the strong person type stuff, you're gonna break whether it's you willingly want to do it or like your body just like diffusing it. It's gonna happen one way or another.
Okay, Abbott, Albany.
So, to wrap things up, I will be talking about intersectionality. It's basically, if for people who don't know the definition, it's a theoretical framework for understanding how aspects of a person's identity fall into their oppression. So, like the aspects would be sex, religion, gender, sexuality, height, weight. All of like the minority groups that are oppressed in America. Um, I bring this up and I wanted to talk about it because I don't think lots of times people recognize the intersectionality of Black women, of how layers on layers of oppression is brought onto Black women. Um, so to start off the conversation, I'll be showing you a poem, Ain't I a Woman by Genre Truth. I think everybody has at least seen this, but I will show it again. Um, can you guys hear it?
No.
It's pause, hit play, and we can try see if we can.
It's
Yeah,
like it's music. Did y'all hear it?
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Well, children, where there is so much racket, there must be something out of kilter. I think between the Negroes of the South and the women of the North all talking about rights, the white men will be in a fix pretty soon. That man over there says women need to be helped into carriages, lifted over ditches, and to have the best place everywhere. Nobody helps me into carriages or carries me over mud puddles or gives me any best place. And ain't I a woman? Look at me. Look at my arm. I have plowed. I have planted. I have gathered into bonds, and no man could head me. And ain't I a woman? I could work as much, eat as much, when I could find it, and bear the lash as well. And ain't I a woman? I have borne 13 children and seen most of them sold into slavery. And when I cried out with a mother's grief, and none but Jesus could hear me, ain't I a woman? They talk about this thing in the head. What's that they call it? Intellect. That's it, honey. What's intellect got to do with women's rights or Negroes' rights? If my cup won't hold but a pint and yours holds a quarter, wouldn't you be mean not to let me have my little half measure full? That little man in black back there, he says women can't have the same rights as men because Christ wasn't a woman. Where does your Christ come from? Where does your Christ come from? From God and a woman. Man had nothing to do with him. So if the first woman God ever made could turn the world upside down all alone, then these women together ought to be able to turn it right back side up again. And now that they asking to do it, men ought to let them. Thank you.
Okay, so the poem that was just like showed on the screen, it's a example of intersectionality. So how Black women are women and Black. So people tend to look at us as just Black, like we only face racism in general when we don't. We face racism, we face gender oppression. And then if you're a part of the LGBT community, you face homophobia, transphobia. And then if you're, under a weight size, then you're, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's layers to oppression that people don't talk about. And that what makes Black woman oppression even more harder, I think, and Kimberly Crenshaw is one of my sources that'll be like linked in the at the end, I guess. But Kimberly Crenshaw, she also addresses how Black women are often divided from both gender oppression and racism. So the face of feminism, because just like white women are, we are women, are a white woman. So we don't get a say in that. And then the face of racism are Black men. During all the Black Lives Matter protests and all of the just protests for like Black people's rights and like human rights, white women, no, not white women, Black women are never like included as much as Black men are. Just like the two cases, George Floyd and Breonna Taylor still didn't get her justice. And that's where like the intersectionality comes in as being a woman and Black, which we already talked about during the presentation, like the whole overall, but when you actually put it together and how many different oppressions we face, and I feel like they don't put it as, they just was like a lot of people just look at Black women as a